Hey guys, my name is Hannah and I would say, let's have some fun today. Okay, by the title of the video, you know what is coming. I figured out, or I thought to myself, hey, I still really love ranking videos, but I didn't see them that much in the moment on the internet. So, you know what? We will do one today. I'm really feeling it and I really want to rank my palettes with you together. I thought about my Tom Ford palettes because over the years they came a little bit together, you know. I have now 10 Tom Ford palettes in my collection. I know there are people that have much more, a little bit less. I'm very happy and pleased with the amount that I have right now. Would be also happy if the brand will bring out something that really sparks my interest again. Of course, I would buy it because Tom Ford, you know, is one of my favorite luxury brands for sure. I don't know, there's something about the formulation, something about the way every palette is looking on my eyes that I really appreciate. Nonetheless, there are some that I love a little bit more and a little bit less. I have to say, I think around the 7th or 6th palette, I love all of them almost equally, to be honest. It was not that easy for me to rank them at that point. But the other ones that are a little bit ranked lower, I'm pretty confident in the reason why I ranked them lower than the other ones, you know? So if it sounds good and interesting to you, and if you want to have an old content feel, if you want to feel the nostalgia, stay tuned and let's get right into the ranking. Okay, number 10. I have to say I'm wearing both palettes that are ranked the lowest on my eyes today just because I really needed to see if I like them more than I think I do or I thought I do. And no, the reason was obvious to me after I put them on my eyes and I will tell you all about that. But first let's start with the number 10. It's the Tom Ford Dark Opulence palette, number 44. It's this one right here. It was also one of my first palettes from him. Not my first one, but one of my firsts. And it's looking very beautiful. Look at my eyes, guys. I think the blue, it's so stunning. And because you requested swatches, of course, I will give them to you. So let me show you the colors. I want swatch necessary the match tones because I don't want to get hard pan, guys. I love those palettes so much, I don't want risk the hard panning. But the shades that aren't mattes, I will swatch for you, of course. And look, guys, it's a smoky, beautiful palette. The black, the blues, those are my colors. When I'm wearing smoky, I love blacks and I love blues. But, and here's the but, because it's a beautiful palette in theory, but there's something about this formulation that is very, very hard to use, I have to say. It's a little bit more on the drier side, and when I put it on today, I really felt it again. It was not so easy to put it on. Once it's on the eyes, look, I think it's a stunning palette and a stunning look I got with this palette, but for someone who really thinks, oh, I want to buy a luxury high-end palette that will give me no fuss at all when I'm putting on my eyeshadow, it won't do that. And I think with a luxury brand, I expect that it's a little bit easier to work with, you know, a little bit more user-friendly. And this is not exactly the palette for that. Nonetheless, I really like it. Even though it's my number 10 in the ranking, I enjoy this palette and I'm thinking about it and I'm not regretting having it. I have bought it on a relatively good deal, you could say, but all in all, I don't think it's worth the full price, even though the colors are beautiful and I still will use it, I still will keep it because I'm loving my Tom Ford palettes, you know, I can't live without them. But I wish that the formulation would be a little bit nicer and not so dry, so that you have a little bit more of an easier time putting those tones on your eyes. But yeah, what can I say? Still like it, still will use it, and I love my eye look today. That's all I can tell you about this one. Okay, number 9 is the other palette I'm wearing on my eyes today, and it's the Tom Ford palette in Lava Luster. this one right here. It's an oldie but a goodie. This actually was my first palette, and it's the goldenish tone you can see in the middle portion of my eyelid. It's this one right here, and I really like this palette. I think it's beautiful, and this was the palette that got me into Tom Ford, so it has something about it for sure that I kept on buying Tom Ford palettes, and it was so beautiful, so glittery. I was really mesmerized with it. Look, guys. It's stunning, you can't say that it's not. But at the end of the day, it's at the 9th place because I don't think that much about this palette, to be honest. For me, this is a beautiful palette, but I have so many beautiful glittery tones in my collection. I have Pat McGrath, I have my Bobbi Brown 4-pan palette, and those are very generic kind of glitters for me. So I have them so often elsewhere in my collection that I'm grabbing most of the time not this one and rather something else. Just because not because it's not good, just because I don't think that much about it, you know? I don't know why, it's just not in my mind. But it's on the 9th place, but I think it's very stunning nonetheless. It's a beautiful palette, I like the formulation, and I think it's very nice to amp up any look, but it's just glitters, you know? You don't think, oh, I can make an whole look with it. I maybe can because I also like to do that, but there's no versatility in that sense, you know? You just have the glitters, so you have to do the most of it. But yeah, with a larger collection, it's getting a little bit lost in there, I have to be honest. Number 8 is my Emerald Dusk palette, this one right here. And it's a beautiful palette. It's just on the 8th place because in comparison to the other ones, I don't use this one very often and I don't think about it that much. I thought because of those two tones right here, they are very similar. I really like the green, I really like the brown, and I love the white shade, but I wished for this rosy type of shade right here. They did something a little bit, something else, you know? Something maybe a little bit more on the darker side or a little bit more on the vibrant side, another color maybe, something like that, because they are too close to one another for me personally. And also the formulation in here, you know, you have the glitters, they are very smooth, and you have something like a satiny metallic type of shade, this brown right here. Very beautiful, but again, not that versatile in terms of formulation. It's the same, you know? You can do a whole look with this one, you can work with this one, and I did it many times and I really like it, but it's just not giving me the versatility excitement, you know, in formulation. And I really love to have something like that, and I really like that for me personally. And like I said, it would be a little bit higher up, wouldn't those two shades be so close to one another? It's something that's really bothering me, because why do I need two shades that are that light and pretty much the same with a little nuance of something else maybe? For a 4-pan, I think this is a little bit weak, to be honest. But all in all, love every time again my eye look when I'm using this palette right here. But this is something that's, you know, applying for all the Tom Ford palettes that I have. On 7th place, maybe you are a little bit, you know, maybe you thought I will rank this one lower because of the colors, but those are my colors, I really love them, and it's the Electric Cherry palette, this one right here. I love reds and rosy tones, and I think this palette is so beautiful. This shade right here is a little bit dark for me, to be honest, to brighten things up. It's a little bit dark for my skin type, but I love to do smoky, darker looks, but also lighter looks, maybe with this color right here, just a little bit in there and all over the lid, and you be done. And also I love his wet to dry formulation. This is his good wet to dry formulation, and I really appreciate that. I love the looks that I'm getting with this palette right here. I love that it's not his typical browns, you know, that it's something a little bit more experimental, more little bit of the fun side, and I'm very impressed with it. I really like it. I can make it even stronger if I'm wetting my brush, and I every time love the look that I'm creating with this palette right here. So it needed to be a little bit higher up, but that being said, it's still something that it's a little bit more on the colorful, stronger side. So I have to be really in the mood for something like that. So it's not that I'm gravitating that often towards it, but when I'm using it, I'm every time very pleased with the look that I'm getting out of it, for sure. Number 6 is my Tom Ford Black Diamond palette, this one right here. I got so many compliments from you guys that the brownish plummy shade right here is suiting my eye color so much. So it became, because of you, a favorite palette of mine, for sure. But in comparison to the other ones, I don't use this one too often, but when I'm using it, again, I love it. I love how my eye color is coming out. I love the tones in here. I think in this case, the tones are very versatile and beautiful. Really love the variety in here. I love that I have a more satiny kind of shade, a more glittery kind of shade. And the pearls in these glitters are so stunning. There are green and a little bit of blue and a little bit of white. So it's really a Christmas type of palette for me and I love it. And I also love that I got 2 mattes in here, so I have a little bit more of variety in texture. I will swatch quickly the 2 shades right here. This glitter, guys, this one right here is so beautiful. There are so many colors in it. And I every time love the look that I'm getting with this one. It's a stunning, stunning palette. So like I said, up to here, it wasn't easy for me to rank those palettes. It could also be in the next month on a higher up pedestal, you know. It could be on the maybe 3rd place even. But as of right now, I'm feeling it right there where it is. But I'm still loving it so, so much. Okay, right in the middle, right in between everything is my Olive Smoke palette. It's a relatively new palette for me. I think it's so beautiful. We have his cream formulation in here. It's this black one. And I used it not that long ago and I fell in love again with this palette right here because I love the sleeky, more messy type of black look that I will get with this one. And over the day it will also crease very, very lightly, but it's a crease that it's looking so chic and so interesting and I really like that look somehow. I can't explain, but it's very beautiful. Again, this is with a more greenish tint and it's more gold and this is a white, but I wish that it would, I don't know, it's different enough, I would say. It's not the same, it's really not, but I feel it in between because it's not a palette I'm gravitating that often towards. But again, when I'm using it, I think it's very beautiful. I love the color combination. Those 3 shades are very close in texture to one another, so they are very similar, but they are beautiful at the same time and very strong, like you can tell. One swipe on the eye and you will have a very strong effect, but you can, you know, soften it out with a fluffier brush maybe. So it will give you a little bit of control in that sense. Really like it, but it's not a palette I'm using too often, but it's also not a palette I'm never thinking about, you know? It's right in between. Like the place is applying it. So I think it's deserving the good 5th place in this case. Number 4 is my iconic Smoke palette. We have his creme formulation in here. The 2 shades down here are his creme formulation. Love it. I love the smoky blue. I love this smoky grayish, blackenish type of shade. Oh, excuse me, we have 3. This one right here is also the creamy formulation. I have to say this is not my favorite one because it's not giving me that much, but it's working. It's still working and it's fine. I just love the colors in here. If I want a smoky, more deeper type of, you know, messy look, I will get that with this one in seconds. I think it's so beautiful. The creme formulation that he put in here is something else. I really, really like it. And I really can manipulate how strong or how soft I want the look to be. So this is giving me exactly what I want and what I like. And it's deserving to be higher up there because every time I'm using this palette, I feel very confident, very boosted up, and I think it's a beautiful color combination and I don't regret having this one, and I think you can still buy it. So if you like those tones, if you feel it, maybe also when it's getting a little bit colder, you will be happy with this one. Trust me, it's very, very beautiful and stunning. Hey guys, we are coming to my top 3, and if you know my collection, you know which palettes are left. On the 3rd place is my metallic mauve palette. This one is so beautiful. Again, we have this very strong glittery formulation in here and 2 matte shades that are very creamy, very easy to work with, very beautiful to blend. I love this. I think it's so beautiful, and I was so mad that I didn't get his Violet Satine palette, and when this one came along, I thought, you know what? It's giving me a little bit the same vibes, and I don't have a lilac palette from him yet. So I'm very pleased with it. I love every time my eye look with this one. I love the shades in here. I love the effect that it's giving me. And I feel every time, again, so chic, so confident with this palette right here. And I'm excited to use it. So this is always very important for me, that I feel the palettes I'm using. And I every time feel this one so strongly. I'm thinking about this one for sure when I want to have something a little bit more on the mauve side on my eyes. And yeah, I think this is stunning and it's deserving to be on the 3rd place. Loved all the eye looks with it. I think it's very versatile. And I also like this formulation, to be honest. I know not everyone is liking this formulation, but for me and myself, this is a very beautiful formulation, and I love to have a little bit glitter in my life. You know, I love to have that on my eyes, so it's the perfect 3rd place for me. But if we are talking about formulation and Tom Ford formulation in general, my favorite formulation is of course the wet to dry one. So on the 2nd place, it can none other be than my honeymoon palette. This was a palette I was very feeling during the fall time, and I still do. Every time that the first leaf is falling, I want to use this palette. Love again the versatility that his wet and dry formulation is giving me. Oh, I still have the other palette on my hand. Bear with me, I will do this right down there. So those are the shades. And every time I'm using this palette, I'm so pleased with my eye look. It's so smoky, so vampy, so beautiful, and I really feel those colors every time. And like I said, this formulation, it's so, you can manipulate it in so many ways, and it's exactly what I enjoy about this one, and that you can play a little bit more with it. And yeah, really love this one, and it needed to be on the 2nd place because with this one, I really feel it every time so much, you know, and I'm very excited to use it time and time again. So it deserves to be on the 2nd place for sure. And on the 1st place, I couldn't believe it myself because I was like, really, do I want to do this on the 1st place? But yes, I really love it. I'm enjoying it so much, and it's also more like a wintry type of palette for me, but I use it all year round, of course. And it's my Tom Ford Lumiere d'Hiver eyeshadow palette. I love it. I love this dark brown in here. It's more on the cooler / neutral side. I really enjoy that. Love the silvery tone, and my favorite combination is this very whitish tone combined with this very light tone all over the lid. It's giving me such a cool effect on the eyes, and I enjoy it every time that I use this palette. This combination is really my favorite, and you could argue that those are also very close to one another, but on the eyelids, this is really more like a grayish, brownish type of tone, and this is really a more whitish, lighter kind of tone. So they are not that close to one another, and I love this palette. It's giving me so much joy. It needs to be on the 1st place. It's giving me also a little bit of, you know, something more neutral that I really enjoy in the moment the most. And it's also giving me the opportunity to get really dark, really vampy, really strong in seconds, but also to have it a little bit lighter on those days where I don't feel it that much. So I love this palette, and it's deserving to be on the number 1 for sure. And But like I said, guys, I love all my Tom Ford palettes, so it was not that easy for me, but this one, it has a special place in my heart, for sure. Hey guys, this is all of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. If so, I would be really happy if you give me a thumbs up, that I know that you like this kind of content. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click on the little bell to get notifications here and there when I'm posting something new. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little time travel type of video right here into the past. But I really love those types of videos. I really enjoy to watch them, so I thought, why not? I really want to show you also all my Tom Ford palettes that I have right now. So those are the palettes. I hope there will be more in the future, to be honest, because I love his formulation, and if he will bring something cool out, I will buy it. Okay, we can argue about the prices that are now, you know, out there for luxury palettes. I don't agree with them as well, but this dum-dum here is willing to pay sometimes for this kind of formulation. But on the other hand, because of those prices, I'm a little bit more conscious of the palettes I really want and the palettes I really don't want from luxury brands. And I really make a little clear line right there, and I'm a little bit more honest with myself. So yeah, that's that. Really love the Tom Ford palettes that I showed you today. I think all of them are so beautiful, even the last ones. I love them. What is your favorite luxury brand in the moment, and do you have a favorite palette? Maybe also a Tom Ford palette, if you want to share those informations with us, because I'm very curious about that. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see each other in my next video, and until then, bye.